Shall we begin? Shall we begin? Y'all gotta excuse my garden out there, taking care of my lawn, my beautiful yard. So, I don't know how many of y'all had the opportunity to see the interview with Gillie and Wallo and Fivio Foreign, breaking down how Mase signed Fivio Foreign for $5,000. Only $5,000? I'm gonna let him speak for himself. Then we're gonna dig into this topic because I got something to say. Like, come on,
like immediately.
You so was it no lawyer, no shit, no nothing?
Nah, the nigga who brought me to him, he was saying, he was like, yo man, just sign that shit, you bugging. I'm like, yeah, read it. He like, he just signed it, it's good. So I just signed it.
Was it advance anything? It was just like,
yeah, advance $5,000.
5,000?
Yeah.
Who? He signed you for 5,000. That's all a nigga gave you.
That's all he gave me. 5,000 was a lot to. 5,000 hit when that shit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That shit hit.
That's
so
the same thing Nori said.
I thought that shit was gonna last till whenever that shit was gonna last till. That shit ain't last
2 weeks.
2 weeks.
And listen, but how long was the contract? You still had your rights?
I'm still in the contract right now. You know, Mase know the business. You know what I'm saying? He really know the business a lot. Like, you know what I'm saying? So I didn't know nothing. I just was signing. He was like, yo, he was like kind of fake. And we had to go sit down, meet him. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna lie, he just pulled out the paper and I just signed the shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, immediately.
You so was it no lawyer, no shit, no nothing?
Nah. The nigga who brought me to him, he was saying, he was like, yo man, just sign that shit, you bugging. I'm like, yeah, read it. He like, he just signed it, it's good. So I just signed it.
Was it advance anything? It was just like,
yeah, advance $5,000.
5,000?
Yeah.
Who? He signed you for 5,000. That's all a nigga gave you.
That's all he gave me. 5,000 was a lot to. 5,000 hit when that shit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That shit hit.
That's
so
the same thing Nori said.
I thought that shit was gonna last till whenever that shit was gonna last till. That shit ain't last
2 weeks.
2 weeks.
And listen, but how long was the contract? You still had your rights?
I'm still in the contract right now. You know, Mase know the business. You know what I'm saying? He really know the business a lot. Like, you know what I'm saying? So I didn't know nothing. I just was signing. He was like, yo, he was like kind of fake trying to explain it to me. Like, yo, you get to keep this. I get 30% of this. So I was like, all right, whatever. Like, you know what I'm saying? What I'm like, what we gonna do? I'm saying, he like, you know, he a smooth talking nigga. So he like, yo, who you want to do a song with? You know what I'm saying? I'm like, G Herbo. He like, I got you.
Did you ever do the song with G Herbo?
Nah, I never got a song with you. I got a song with G Herbo now.
Yeah, off of your
Off
own
of
name.
you.
Yeah, she just came out like 2 weeks ago.
All right. Huh? Well, we got to start it all over again. Shall we begin? Shall we begin? Let me break this down for y'all, right? Because we can look at this from different angles. I'm going to give you my perspective. Here you got it, Fivio Foreign, right? A Brooklyn dude. A Brooklyn dude. 9 times out of 10, he grew up on welfare. If he didn't grow up on welfare, I guarantee you his mother and father was poor. If he even had his father in his life. He went from rags to riches because of Mase. Mase gave him $5,000. First and foremost, we don't know what Mase's pockets was looking like. Mase ain't had a hit in over 25 years. Mase ain't had a hit song in over 25 years. He comes into Fivio Foreign's life and turns him into Cinderella. He takes him from rags to riches. He took him from the projects, dirty, grimy Brooklyn, and put him in a mansion. And the song that he did with G Herbo, not off the strength of Mase, but still on the strength of Mase. You went from doing songs in the dirty, dusty projects and tenement buildings to doing songs with Alicia Keys and Kanye. If it wasn't for Mase, you'll still be eating welfare cheese. and buying sandwiches on the corner store with debit cards. Mase puts you in a position of power. The contract might not be all that great to you, but he put you in a better position than you ever been in your life. Let's get to that. I mean, come on, man. Some people was just ungrateful. It's crazy because when I first got on YouTube, I was on YouTube for almost 2 years before I monetized my page. I could have been eating, feeding my family. Not near one of them dudes that I went on their podcast, the dudes that was eating, they put me on their platform. Made money off of me being on their platform. Hundreds of thousands of views. Never told me, yo, dogs, you created your own YouTube page. All you got to do is throw on the switch to be monetized to get paid. I'm getting good views with no check. Mase came and got you. Whichever way y'all sat down at that table, he gave you $5,000 up front. It wasn't nothing. You making millions now. You're making millions now. You got the Midas touch. Everything you touch right now turns to gold. Be grateful. And that's my take on that, man. It is what it is. Pay attention to your circle before because it's nothing worse than taking a little dusty, grimy, dirty Brooklyn dude and putting him in a position where he could go from rags to riches, and then he's sitting on somebody else's platform talking about, yeah, the contract. If he didn't give you that contract, whatever contract he gave you, it still made your life 10 times better than what it's ever been. Let's get to that. Shout out to my boy Zip with the drip. Let's get to that. Your life is better than what it's ever been. You could always go back to being Cinderella without the glass slipper, looking like a bum. Right. Hit that like button, hit that share button, and hit that subscribe button. And y'all see what separates me from the rest of these other platforms. I just came to make you think, in the words of Dane Calloway.